Hello there. Despite EU rules that supposedly tie our hands from negotiating trade deals outside of the EU during any transition phase, the UK looks set to do so anyway. During her common statement today, not only did the Prime Minister Theresa May confirm the Brexit bill at £35 to £39 billion, she also said that the UK will conduct trade negotiations during any transition period agreed with the EU. We would not be in the single market or the customs union, she said, as we will have left the European Union. But we would propose that our access to one another's markets would continue as now. And she went on to say that we will prepare for our future independent trade policy by negotiating and, where possible, signing trade deals with third countries which could come into force after the conclusion of the implementation period. This is a bit of welcome news for Brexiteers, as it does show a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, although many will say that we should have been doing this from the 24th of June 2016, not waiting until March the 30th, 2019. But now an EU official says that the EU cannot trust the UK to honour its post-Brexit agreements anyway. Speaking at a Chatham House meeting today, Stéphane de Rink, one of Michel Barnier's negotiating team, said, "What worries people on the EU side is the idea that the UK will leave the single market and we would need to trust somehow that the outcome would be the same anyway on the UK side in terms of standard setting. And that's not enough glue to keep the system together in a way, that trust. I would just like to point out that trust is a two-way thing, and I wonder how many people in the UK trust the EU to stick to their side of any agreement." And now we have that hardened Remainer, Ken Clarke, who wants Westminster to be nothing more than a council chamber on the outskirts of an EU superstate stirring the pot again. He is trying to use Gibraltar as the lever now that the ploy to use the Irish border question seems to have failed to stop Brexit in its tracks. Talking about the Irish border to the BBC Sunday Politics, he said that not mentioning it until late in the talks was insulting to both North and South Ireland, but also said that, "You've got Gibraltar coming. Let's not get into Gibraltar. That will make the Irish problem look like a picnic." Why is it that our political classes are so full of people that can find all these obstacles to progress? No wonder we never seem to get anything done in the UK except keep on increasing the national debt. We now need problem solvers in Westminster, not problem creators and finders. But Boris Johnson and Michael Gove believe a divergent Brexit is in the ascendancy after today's cabinet meeting, says the Telegraph. Boris Johnson and Michael Gove believe they are winning the battle for a divergent withdrawal from the EU after Theresa May chaired a Brexit war cabinet meeting of senior ministers, reports the paper. Mrs May told the 10-strong Cabinet Brexit subcommittee that the government must aim high by bargaining hard for the best possible deal rather than accepting what the EU is currently prepared to offer. And finally, The Independent is today running an editorial called "Now is the time to explore the case for another EU referendum." The paper says that it invites both sides of the Brexit debate to argue the case for and against putting the final deal to the British people. Whilst in the actual text it says, "This is not a campaign. The Independent is not calling for a further referendum." But by ending with the words, "So we hope that by inviting those on both sides of the Brexit fence to write uninterrupted on the subject, we have at least put the question on the agenda before it is too late." I think I can see which direction the writer of the piece wishes this to go. But what would be the choice offered to any voters in any such referendum? A. Accept the agreement the government negotiates or walk away with no deal at all. Or the Remainer preferred version of B. Accept the agreement the government negotiates or stay inside the EU as now. The Remainers are trying to argue that if Brexiteers were so sure of their case and believed in democracy, then they would agree to a second referendum. I say go whistle, because of course Remainers would say that. They've already lost and have nothing further to lose. We do not need a further referendum, we need to get on with properly executing the decision of the majority. What do you think? Please leave a comment below. Thank you. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.